I am watching it, honey. I'm over here trying to lose weight. Just in case, I get a little show or something. I don't be too big. But I'm watching it, y'all. Congratulations to y'all, too. We got another 6-op baby coming. We got another 6-op baby coming, look like, honey. I don't know about the solar panels. I'm not with the solar panels at all, okay? And I'm going to tell them how I feel about it because, Grandma gets to help make the name of the baby. Grandmas get to help make the baby's name, and the solar panel ain't going to work for me.
The balloons were floating. The cameras were locked in. The confetti was ready to explode like it was the finale of a reality show nobody can stop watching. Everything looked sweet, polished, Instagram perfect. And then Karlissa opened her mouth. One sentence, one question, one moment that flipped the entire vibe upside down. How long Chrisean been gone? And just like that, what was supposed to be a cute gender reveal turned into a live episode of family drama, Unfiltered Edition. This wasn't just a comment. This was verbal gasoline tossed onto an already smoldering situation. The internet didn't gasp, it gasped in surround sound. Screenshots flew. Screen recordings multiplied. The timeline caught fire faster than a rapper's ego during a diss battle. Because when Karlissa speaks, it's never casual. It's never accidental. It lands with intention, like a chess move disguised as small talk. And the timing. Oh, the timing was louder than the confetti cannons. Was it shade? Was it truth? Or was it a strategic reminder that nobody ever really leaves this storyline? Buckle up, because we're breaking this entire moment down like it's evidence in the court of internet opinion. The moment a question left Karlissa's lips, the energy shifted in real time. You could almost feel the temperature drop through the screen. Smiles froze just slightly, like everyone suddenly remembered they were standing in the middle of a storyline that refuses to end. And the internet. Oh, it caught that shift instantly. Because this wasn't just about a baby announcement. This was about history. Blueface and Chrisean's relationship has never been a quiet chapter. It's been a full-blown saga with plot twists, reconciliations, public arguments, and emotional cliffhangers. So when Karlissa mentioned her absence, it felt like reopening a book people thought was temporarily closed. Fans immediately started dissecting timelines like detectives with Wi-Fi. When did they break up? How long has it really been? Who moved on first? Screenshots resurfaced. Old live streams got reposted. Tweets from months ago suddenly became evidence. The internet doesn't forget, it archives. Karlissa has built a reputation for being outspoken, and that reputation carries weight. She doesn't whisper opinions. She delivers them like headlines. So when she questioned how long Chrisean had been gone, people didn't hear small talk. They heard narrative control. And that's where it got interesting. Because in celebrity culture, whoever controls the narrative often controls perception. A single sentence can rewrite months of speculation. Suddenly, the focus shifted from celebration to comparison. From new beginnings to old endings, Blueface's reaction only added more layers. He didn't jump in to clarify. He didn't laugh it off. He stayed composed, almost unreadable. And when someone stays calm in the middle of chaos, the internet fills in the blanks with imagination. Nivi's presence became part of the conversation too, even though the moment was supposed to be about joy. Supporters rallied behind her, defending her right to celebrate without drama attached. Critics questioned timing, optics, and intentions. It became less about confetti and more about context. And the wild part? Chrisean didn't even have to say anything. Her name was trending without her posting a single word. That's the power of unresolved history. Sometimes silence is louder than commentary. By the end of that night, the gender reveal clip had been replayed thousands of times. Reaction channels were uploading breakdowns. Comment sections were moving faster than stock market charts. What started as a family event had transformed into a viral debate. Karlissa's sentence lingered in the air long after the balloons fell. Not because it was loud, but because it was strategic. Whether intentional or not, it reframed the moment. And once a narrative shifts, it rarely shifts back quietly. This wasn't just a question about absence. It was a reminder that in this circle, nobody truly exits the stage. Even when someone is physically gone, their name still carries weight. Their presence still shapes perception. And just like that, the celebration became layered with tension. The smiles were still there. The photos were still taken. But underneath it all, the storyline had deepened. Because in this saga, every happy moment comes with an asterisk. If you thought the internet was going to let that moment breathe, you clearly haven't met social media. Within hours, Karlissa's quote was everywhere. It was clipped, slowed down, zoomed in, subtitled, and reposted with dramatic music like it was the trailer for a scandal documentary. The algorithm didn't just push it, it launched it into orbit. TikTok creators reenacted the scene with wigs and exaggerated gasps. Twitter turned into a battlefield of hot takes. Instagram comment sections looked like Thanksgiving dinner arguments that never end. And somehow, that one sentence became bigger than the actual gender reveal. The baby announcement got overshadowed by narrative fireworks. Memes started multiplying like they were on payroll. One had Karlissa holding a microphone labeled accountability. Another showed Blueface sitting calmly while chaos swirled around him like a cartoon tornado. The internet doesn't just react. It produces. It manufactures moments into cultural currency. And then came the celebrity side-eyes. No official statements, no press conferences, just subtle moves. A like here, a repost there. A cryptic emoji dropped under a blog post. In 2026, that's the equivalent of a press release. Silence doesn't mean nothing, it means everything. Fans split into factions faster than a reality show reunion special. Team Karlissa argued she was being honest and protective. Team Chrisean called it unnecessary and messy during someone else's milestone moment. Team Blueface just shrugged and said, "This is on brand." And the neutral crowd. They refreshed their feeds every 10 minutes. What really escalated things was the timeline debate. People started mapping out dates like conspiracy theorists with corkboards and red string. When did the breakup really happen? Who moved on first? Was there overlap? The speculation grew legs and started running marathons. Old clips resurfaced from months ago where emotions were high and words were louder. Suddenly, those moments were being replayed as if they were part of a master plan. The internet loves a storyline, and this one felt like a trilogy with no ending credits. Meanwhile, Karlissa didn't retreat. She didn't soften the statement. She leaned into her personality, outspoken, bold, unapologetic. And whether you love that energy or not, you can't deny it commands attention. She understands the power of presence. When she speaks, people listen, even if they disagree. Blueface staying calm added fuel to the speculation. Because when chaos swirls and someone stays composed, the public starts reading between invisible lines. Was he unbothered? Calculating? Simply used to this level of noise? The mystery made it juicier. Navi's supporters began speaking louder too. They pointed out that the moment should have been about celebration, not comparisons. They questioned why past relationships always find a way into present milestones. And honestly, that question hit deeper than the original comment. But this isn't just about individuals. It's about how celebrity culture thrives on overlap. The public doesn't separate chapters. It stacks them. Every relationship becomes part of a larger narrative. Every new beginning gets measured against what came before it. And every absence feels temporary. The memes evolved from funny to sharp. Some praised Karlissa's bluntness. Others mocked the timing. Reaction channels started hosting panel discussions like it was a televised debate. Influencers weighed in with deep dives analyzing body language and tone. Suddenly, everyone had a theory. What made it even more dramatic was how the quote symbolized something bigger. It wasn't just asking about Chrisean's absence. It was highlighting how unfinished stories never fully disappear. In celebrity relationships, closure is rarely public and never clean. The audience doesn't just watch, it waits. And let's not ignore the marketing genius hidden inside chaos. Every viral moment strengthens a brand. Attention, even controversial attention, keeps names trending. The more people argue, the more the clip spreads. The more the clip spreads, the stronger the spotlight becomes. Some fans argued this was strategic positioning. Others insisted it was raw honesty. But regardless of intention, the result was undeniable. Engagement skyrocketed. Conversations expanded beyond the initial circle. Even people who had never followed this saga suddenly had opinions. The internet thrives on drama the way fire thrives on oxygen. Remove the spark and it dies. Add one sentence at the perfect moment and it explodes. Karlissa's comment wasn't long. It wasn't shouted. It was calm, almost casual. And that calmness made it louder. As the days went on, the debate didn't fade. It matured. It shifted from immediate shock to analytical breakdowns. Commentators started asking what this meant for future interactions. Would there be public responses, subtle clapbacks, more layered comments at the next family event? Because here's the thing about unresolved dynamics. They don't disappear. They evolve. Every new milestone becomes an opportunity for the past to re-enter the chat. And the public, ever hungry for storyline continuity, watches closely. By now, the gender reveal itself had almost become background noise. The color of the balloons mattered less than the color of the commentary. And in a world where attention equals influence, that shift is powerful. Karlissa's words didn't just stir conversation. They redirected it. Didn't just stir conversation. They redirected it. They reminded everyone that even in moments of celebration, the past is never too far away. And in this saga, history doesn't whisper. It waits for the perfect moment to speak again. And just when people thought the storm would calm down, the aftermath started doing what aftermaths do best, reshaping everything. Because viral moments don't just trend, they transform. They alter perception, shift alliances, and redraw invisible lines in relationships that were already complicated. Karlissa's reputation, louder than ever. To some, she became the fearless truth-teller who refuses to tiptoe around reality. To others, she solidified her role as the family member who always brings fireworks to a candlelight dinner. But boring. Never. Irrelevant. Impossible. Blueface's image stayed unpredictable, which honestly might be his superpower. He exists in chaos the way some people exist in calm. Unbothered on the surface, mysterious underneath. And every time he chooses silence instead of reaction, it adds another layer to the puzzle people can't stop trying to solve. Nevi found herself navigating celebration under a magnifying glass. What should have been a simple milestone became a trending topic wrapped in commentary. Supporters defended her. Critics speculated. And somewhere in the middle, a personal moment turned into public entertainment. That's the price of proximity to drama. And then there's Chrisean, the name that echoed through the moment without her physically being there. That's the twist no one can ignore. She didn't step into the frame, yet she dominated the conversation. That's what unresolved narratives do. They linger like unfinished sentences. Public perception shifted in subtle but noticeable ways. Some viewers began framing the situation as generational tension. Others saw it as emotional territory being marked in real time. And many simply viewed it as another chapter in a saga that refuses to give the audience closure. Because closure doesn't trend. Tension does. The longer the clip circulated, the more it became symbolic. Not just about who's present and who's absent, but about influence. Who holds emotional weight? Who shapes the narrative even when silent? Who commands attention without even speaking? Those questions hung in the air heavier than confetti. Future interactions are now loaded with anticipation. The next public appearance. People will be analyzing body language like it's a psychology thesis. The next interview. Viewers will be waiting for subtle references, hidden meanings, coded responses. The audience has been trained to look deeper than surface smiles. Karlissa's words didn't just create a viral moment. They planted seeds for future speculation. Every upcoming event will now carry a layer of what if. What if someone addresses it directly? What if someone laughs it off? What if someone doubles down? The suspense fuels the machine. Relationships in the public eye operate under different rules. They're not just personal, they're performative. Even genuine emotions get filtered through perception. And once the public starts forming narratives, it's nearly impossible to rewrite them quietly. Some fans argue this entire situation proves that history never really disappears in celebrity culture. Past relationships become part of the brand. They become references, comparisons, benchmarks, and even when chapters close privately, they remain open publicly. The impact on reputations depends entirely on perspective. Supporters of Karlissa feel validated. Critics feel confirmed. Blueface remains an enigma. Nevi stands in the spotlight whether she asked for it or not. And Chrisean continues to influence the storyline simply by existing within its history. What's wild is how one sentence shifted the focus of an entire celebration. That's power. Not necessarily intentional power, but undeniable influence. It proves how fragile public narratives can be. One line can tilt the angle of the entire camera and the internet. It's already waiting for the sequel, because this doesn't feel finished. It feels paused, like the episode ended right before the real confrontation. The audience senses there's more beneath the surface, more conversations happening off camera, more emotions not yet verbalized. In celebrity drama, silence is rarely the end. It's the build-up, the calm before the next viral wave, the strategic breath before the next headline drops. And everyone watching knows it. What this moment truly exposed is how interconnected these dynamics are. Nobody operates in isolation. Every milestone carries the weight of previous chapters. Every celebration competes with memories. And every public comment becomes part of a larger archive that never disappears. The story isn't just about shade or timing anymore. It's about perception management. It's about how quickly joy can be reframed into debate. It's about how names carry emotional gravity long after relationships shift. Karlissa's question may have sounded simple, but its ripple effect was anything but. It forced viewers to confront the timeline. It reminded everyone that absence doesn't equal irrelevance. And it proved that in this saga, nobody truly exits the storyline. The aftermath leaves us with more curiosity than answers. Will there be a public response? A subtle acknowledgement? A future moment that feels like resolution? Or will this simply blend into the ever-growing collage of dramatic history? One thing is certain, the audience isn't looking away. They're invested. They're analyzing. They're waiting. Because in this world, drama isn't just entertainment, it's continuity. And continuity means one thing: this isn't over. The balloons may have fallen. The confetti may have been swept away. But the words, they're still floating in the air, waiting for their next echo. And in a saga built on emotion, ego, and endless speculation, echoes have a habit of turning into explosions. Stay tuned. Now listen. If you made it this far, you already know this wasn't just a gender reveal. This was a masterclass in timing, tension, and one sentence shaking the entire timeline. And the craziest part, this saga is nowhere near finished. So I need to know, was Karlissa being honest, messy, strategic, or all three? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Don't be shy. This is the courtroom of public opinion, and everybody gets a microphone. If you think that line was harmless, say that. If you think it was calculated, say that louder. And if you believe this is just the calm before the next viral storm, I want to see those theories typed in all caps. Make sure you smash that like button like it owes you money. Hit it like the algorithm personally offended you. Because every like pushes this conversation further. And trust me, the internet is watching. Subscribe if you're ready for unfiltered breakdowns, bold commentary, and drama dissected down to the last eyebrow raise. We don't just report moments here, we decode them. We rewind them. We connect the dots nobody else wants to connect. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next explosion. Because in this world, scandals don't knock politely. They kick the door open at 3 a.m., and when they do, we're already rolling. This is where fame gets examined, egos get exposed, and narratives get flipped upside down. Welcome to the chaos. Welcome to the commentary. Welcome to Fame Flaws. Commentary. Welcome to Fame Flaws.